Hello everyone, it's me Candy here, back again with another video. And in today's video I'm gonna be talking about how I got out of depression. So happy New Year's, you guys. It's way past New Year's because it's like January is about to end, but this is the first video that I'm making for 2020. So happy New Year's regardless. I hope you guys are having an amazing year, and if not, I do hope the year gets better from you, because don't worry, it's still early in the year and you still have the whole year to still have a beautiful, amazing, intentional year. So I'm making this video because I want to help other people who may be experiencing extreme low points, sad points, depression, and the things you could do to get yourself out of that space and out of that energy. So I just want to get into this video because I don't want to make it too long. And yeah, so I'm just gonna give you guys a background. This was 2018. 2018, from the beginning of the year. I was going through a lot emotionally at that time. I remember like in the beginning of the year, I lost my core group of friends and I felt very lonely. So that definitely put me in like a really, painful spot. I was going through like a lot of betrayal. What else happened that year? It was still a great year now that I look back and I'm able to see all the positive things that happened for me that year, because I did get to travel and beautiful things did happen for me that year. But it was also just a very emotionally difficult year for your girl. So that summer, my dad passed away. Rest in peace, Pops. Love you, miss you. But he's around, ancestor. He's an ancestor now, so it's all good. He's closer to me now than he was before. But what else? I also moved back to the States, moved back to live with my mom, and I just wasn't used to that situation. So it was just a lot of heavy hitting emotional things that happened all in one year, which is very funny because in the start of 2018 I did tell God that when you're doing like the whole New Year thing where you want to write like your, what's it called, your New Year's resolution, I was like, I want to like morph into and start becoming my best version. And little did I know, I asked for it and I received it. So that's pretty much what happened. It was like all of these things needed to happen in order for me to go into the path that I needed to go on to, if that makes sense. So I am grateful for everything that happened to me that year, but it was also a very emotional year for the kid. Not gonna lie to y'all. So 2019, again, New Year's resolution. I wrote down on a journal. I asked the universe. I was like, I want to get out of this mood, this funk that I was feeling in, because I think the time period when the depression got really bad was when I moved back to New York. And this was during winter too, when it started getting colder, September, October, November, December. And yeah, I had a lot of free time and I didn't know what to do with myself at the time. So it was just, at that point, I just kind of felt lost emotionally. But it's okay. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so at that time I just, I would escape the day through sleeping, and I was just having a lot of suicidal thoughts, and my mental just could have been better. But right now, looking back, all of those experiences, I went through it for a reason. So if you are going through depression, I want to let you know that you are going through that emotional state for a reason, and it's not permanent. You are going to get out of it, and just go through it. Go through the emotion. Allow yourself to feel it out, and you're going to come out of that situation a stronger, brighter, more resilient human being, okay? And if you are in that state, I feel you. I'm sending so much love and light and condolences to you, and I really do hope that you're able to get out that space and energy. And that's why we're making this video, so that this can help. Okay, so I have a list here. It was actually from my book of Genius, Stories of Genius, but I ripped it out, which is okay. So something I started to do was journal. Started journaling because when you're journaling, it's allowing you to be present. And I started to write things I was more grateful for. So I started implementing that is being more grateful and being more thankful. I was just going through YouTube and just watching a bunch of, it wasn't even like I was searching for these videos, but because in the beginning of 2019 I asked the universe that I want to get out of this depression mood, or I want to start being happy again. I asked and I received, so all of these things just started to come to me in a sense. So I would just like find random videos on YouTube that would talk about journaling and how it can help, and things like meditation and affirmations. So I started implementing all three of those into my daily habits. It wasn't the starting of January, I was just, throughout the days and the years. So like from maybe March, like January, February, March, I started to implement meditating daily. So I would meditate every day. Back then I used to meditate every night, but now I meditate every morning. That's what I try to do first rather than be on my phone, because some mornings I go on my phone first, which I need to stop doing. But some mornings I'm really good and I just like straight up, I get up, I like look up like a 10-minute meditation, and the guided, like select the 10-minute guided meditation. I do that. What else? I also then do affirmations. So here I have a bunch of affirmations that I made, a bunch of affirmations that other people made. This one is an affirmation that somebody made at an event that I was curating, and the person wrote, "I am happy." And yeah, I gave people the option on if they wanted to keep their affirmations or leave the affirmations with me for others to read. So these are just some of the affirmations that some people left. I'm just gonna shuffle and see what comes. I'm patient. So yeah, just write whatever affirmations you feel you need to hear at that moment. I'm fearless. Ooh. Okay, we're just gonna do one more. And I am euphoria. I love that. Beautiful. So I just have a whole bunch of affirmations here. Oh wait, there's another one that's wants to pop out. It says, "All expressions of myself are good. I am perfectly designed. I am all." So yeah, I really like affirmations, going through those every morning, as well as journaling. So I have a whole bunch. I don't really want y'all to read them because it's personal, but I just try to write things that I'm grateful for, and I make sure to fill up both sides of the pages. If I don't have time to journal at home, I make sure that I bring this along with me so that I could journal. Like, let's say I'm in the train or I have free time at where I'm at, I could just go ahead and journal. And I could, like, do affirmations, write affirmations into my journal too as well. And yeah, so I started implementing these habits daily, and it definitely got me out of that energy of being down. What else did I start to implement? I started to implement being kinder to people, because what you give is what you get. So acts of service, being kind to people, smiling at people, so that the energy that I give, I can receive it back. So I started to be more conscious and more aware of the energy that I was giving to others. I'm not perfect. I'm human, so sometimes, my shit stinks too, but I try to be more mindful, and I try to just do better when I know better. Sometimes my ego gets in the way, but it's okay. I have an ego for a reason. Like I said, I'm human. So, but I do try my best for sure. Yeah, complimenting people, just giving positive energy to others so that you can receive positive energy, and it can lift you up rather than you feeling taken down by the weight of the world. What else do I have in this list? I started doing what I love again. So at first, when I was back in New York, I wasn't singing, because I was singing, but I wasn't so much in habit of it. I'm like, what is okay? I was singing, but I wasn't so much in the habit of it. So what I did was that I was very consistent. I would go to like this open mic in Brooklyn every Monday night, and it gave me something to look forward to because it was something that I loved doing. So I would go and sing my heart out, and people would enjoy what I was giving out to them, and it made me feel good to be making other people feel good. And yeah, it was something that I loved. So if you are feeling in a state where you're feeling down, try and do something you love again. So if you like drawing, if you like music, if you like cooking, if you love cleaning, try to do something that you love again to give you joy. What else did I start doing? I also started going into nature more often. So I would go to the park. I would go by the water. Um, yeah, water is very purifying, cleansing, and healing, you know. It has that energy to it, as well as the earth can help really ground you, taking off your socks and just putting your legs into the soil, you know. It's very healing. I know Infinite Water said that in one of his videos about how the properties of the soil is the same thing that our energy is made of. So I started doing that, and it actually did help. I remember every time I would leave the park, I would feel so elevated, and you know, it was great. um, I also started working with crystals. So if you guys have noticed in all my videos, I'm always wearing like a crystal necklace. This is the one that I wear every day. This one is rose quartz over here, and this one is black obsidian. I thought this one was hematite, something like that. But yeah, rose quartz is good for your heart chakra, and then the black obsidian is a good protection stone. If you do believe in the healing properties of crystals, again, all of these steps that I'm mentioning to you guys are all optional. You could just take with you whatever works for you. If you don't believe in the healing properties of crystals, that's your discretion. But for me, they definitely did help me a lot, and I do love working with crystals. I have a lot with me. I have so many crystals now. I have this is citrine, lapis lazuli, clear quartz. It's like a small piece of amethyst over here, and I have a whole bunch here that I can't necessarily remember the name for, but just working with crystals is definitely very helpful, definitely very healing, because each crystal all has a different they all have different things that they do. So like if you want to connect to your crown chakra, your heart chakra, your throat chakra, all of those type of things, you could just look up, you know, what different crystals help with different aspects of the bodies and all that type of stuff. And yeah. I hope that made sense, you guys. Okay, what else did I also do that helped? So I also started listening to more uplifting music. So I was making sure to stay away from like mainstream music. Not all mainstream music is horrible, but just music with messages that were degrading. Because I remember XXS Tentacion said in a video how music is frequency programming, and it's very true, because when you think about it, some music don't have the best messages in it, and if that's going in your subconscious, it's manifesting into your reality. So I try to be careful with the type of music I'm taking in. Also, just listen to music with 432 hertz as well. I just go on YouTube, put in 432 hertz, listen to jazz, classical music, just music with higher frequency, higher vibration. Definitely just helped with my overall being. Also, another thing I stopped doing was that I quit smoking weed last year. The reason why, there's so many reasons. I feel like I have like my own conspiracy theory on weed. I'm not telling you to stop smoking weed if you don't want to, but the reason why I stopped was because I felt like I was emotionally dependent on weed. I wasn't allowing myself to process my emotions. I would just try to numb how I was feeling through a substance, and it was just quite repetitive. And for me, I didn't like that. I wanted to be more clear-headed, and yeah, so I said peace out to weed, because at that time I felt like I was abusing it. I was smoking weed every day, and yeah. Also, if you're gonna smoke weed, make sure you're smoking organic weed. A lot of the weed nowadays is tampered with, okay? There's a reason why it's becoming legal, ladies and gentlemen. I say legal. There's a reason why it's becoming legal now, ladies and gentlemen, because they're tampering with the weed and stuff, and you're putting that to your brain. That's very dangerous. So if you're gonna smoke weed, make sure you are smoking organic weed, and also I feel like eating it rather than smoking it is probably a safer choice. But to each their own. I'm not trying to tell anybody how to live their life. I really don't care if people smoke weed. A lot of my friends smoke weed. I love them and I really don't care. But for me, being depressed at that time and smoking weed was not helping my situation. So that's why I had to say goodbye to it. I also started to dance more, exercise more, moving my body and releasing that energy, that stuck energy that was in me at the time. So stretching, just, you know, being more in tune with my body. I got into a whole dance move right there. But yeah, so move your body. If you're feeling down, play your favorite song and just dance your ass off. Even if you look a fool, who cares? Do it, okay? I cut off toxic people away from my life. So friends who weren't serving my highest good, people who weren't uplifting my energy or my aura. I just had to say deuces and goodbye to them because they weren't helping me perform to my highest good. And we become like the people we hang around. So if you have people who aren't speaking life into you and you're not already feeling the best about yourself at the time, you have to just... It ain't nothing, cut a nigga off. Yes, it's gonna be painful at first. I definitely did cry and got emotional when I had to say goodbye to a lot of people, but you can still love them from afar. All the people that I had to say goodbye to, I can still love them from afar, but just knowing that they no longer were serving my highest good. So it was important for me to just say goodbye to them. Also, I'm like looking at my list and I'm like, what did I write here? And then last but not least was I went on a fast. I went on a 3-day fast where I drank water only, and that definitely gave me a lot of... I did it for 3 days. I made sure there was electrolytes in the water. Make sure you see a doctor first before you go on a 3-day fast. But yeah, so I drank water for 3 days only. It gave me a lot of mental clarity. And I remember after my 3-day fast, I also went vegan too. And I remember I had always wanted to be vegan, but I just couldn't push myself to it. But I just remember trying to eat dairy and my body was just like rejecting it as if I was allergic. And I feel like that definitely did help with taking me out of depression, because I feel like if you're just a very like an empath or a natural sensitive person, food is energy. So if you're taking in and consuming things of low vibration, especially like in this capitalistic society with how animals are not even treated like living organisms, what was that word? But you know, they don't have the freedom to be and live the way an animal should be, and then you're taking in that energy of the sadness and depression that that animal is going through and you're putting that in your body. Imagine what's that doing to your emotional mental state. It's not really benefiting you so much. Again, I'm not telling everybody to go vegan or vegetarian, but I'm saying that for me, because I am a sensitive person, I'm very sensitive to energy. Definitely cutting out meat or dead energy helped with raising my vibration. All right, sorry about that there. But anyway, so those are all of the things that I did that helped me get out of the depression and the sadness I was feeling. I hope this video is able to help. I'm sending you guys so much love and energy. I love you guys, and have a beautiful, blessed day. Subscribe, comment, and like if you like this video, and I hope to see you guys again back from my next video. Have a beautiful rest of your year, week, and month, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your year, and I hope that was able to help you immensely. So yes, bye you guys. I love you guys, and stay blessed. Send you guys all love, light, and positive energy, and bye bye. I love you, and good day and night.